All right, people, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us in another one here on the Coach's Desk Unlocked. And we're going to be talking about several things in this video. It is the first episode of our weekly roundup. Yes, man, first edition of our weekly roundup. And there are a few things that we want to discuss in this one. We'll be discussing Ashanti more. We'll be discussing Megan Tapper. We'll be discussing Antonio Watson. You know what I mean? We'll be discussing Christopher Taylor, Javon Powell, Kennedy, and we'll be talking about one of the things that occur in America, and that is with ShaCarri and Chriatian Coleman. So people, stay tuned to what we're going to be discussing. All right, so let me kick it off firstly with Ashanti Moore. Ashanti Moore is in fine form. She, a few weeks ago, lowered her personal best in the 200 meters, and then she came back in the 100 meters and she clocked a lifetime best of 10.94 seconds. It's the first time she has actually, dipped below that 11-second barrier, that magical barrier. She was on course for that, because when she was at Heidel High, she was running 11-1, and there were several persons who believed that going pro, especially when she went to the United States with Lance Browman, persons were expecting her to improve rapidly. That didn't occur, and she went to Sandra Bruford Bailey, and it didn't happen. She came back to Jamaica, and she has been blossoming ever since that. Also, too, her personal best in the 200 meters is actually 22.40, and that is also hitting the qualifying mark. Her former coach at Heidel indicated that he was expecting this to happen. It's been a long time coming, and with her patience and her perseverance, she was able to achieve that based on the trajectory, based on where she's coming from Heidel. Several persons believe that she could have achieved it thus far, but she achieved it in her 24 years on this earth, and that is incredible. Congrats to Ashanti Moore. Now, Megan Tapper, the Olympic bronze medalist over 100-meter hurdles. She is in fine form this season, a personal best of 12.34. She equaled it at a Diamond League race. However, several persons noticed that she was without a sponsor. She was without a kit sponsor, or a shoe sponsor, if you please. And actually, she has now gotten a sponsor. She has signed a professional contract with Adidas, and she will definitely continue to wear that Adidas kit, and it's a good look for Megan. I mean, she has been putting in the hard work. She has persevered throughout the time when she didn't have a kit sponsor. But I mean, sometimes these things do happen, and it shows grit from Megan's standpoint, for her to actually achieve this signing with Adidas. All the best, Megan, as you look forward to doing what you can do as a phenomenal talent in the 100-meter hurdles. Now, Antonio Watson, the reigning 400 meters world champion, he seems to be struggling. His personal best this season, I think it is, or season best, if you please, it is 45.6 thereabout, and that is not a good look from the standpoint of the reigning world champion. We understand from Coach's Desk that he is not, things are not going well for him on a social level, but he continues to persevere. I mean, we certainly see where he ran in England, and it was like 46.0. I mean, that is real pedestrian from his standpoint, a man that can run 44.1, and we're looking for him to go in the 43 range, but it is what it is right now. We hope that he can overcome whatever he's overcoming or he's facing at this moment. Before we get into the final thoughts, let's look at Christopher Taylor, Brian Lavelle, and Raheem Ford, and also Javon Powell, Delano Kennedy. Now, Yes, Brian Level won his 200 meters ahead of Chris 20.26, Chris ran 20.35 thereabout, and it's not a good look where Chris is concerned. He did not meet the automatic qualifying standard. However, he is in the safe zone where ranking is concerned. He moved over into the top ranking in the event, and that is good for him. Let's hope that he still can go ahead and get that qualifying standard, because that qualifying standard is not an easy feat for someone who is coming off 2.5 years break. Now let's talk about Javon Powell. He's also struggling where the 400 meters is concerned. Him and Delano Kennedy, they have not met the standard either. And it seems as if they have to wait a little bit more, and it is getting closer and closer to that cutoff spot. And the ball is pretty much in the J3's hand. They will have to ensure that they register these athletes, especially if they are in the quota for the event. That 400-meter team is going to be very, 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 very difficult to actually meet at this moment. Now, finally, let's talk about ShaCarri Richardson. Yes, ShaCarri Richardson, and what happened with her in Houston, in Seattle, airport. There's a clip out right now, and you'll be seeing it in this video. There's a clip out where she was actually pushing around Chriatian Coleman, and it is sad. I don't know what their concern or her concern is, why she was actually doing what she was doing with Chriatian Coleman. However, it didn't look good on her part, and many persons probably would have said that it doesn't look good on Chriatian Coleman's part as well, because he should have defended himself. But I believe, in my estimation, that he did the right thing. He walked away from whatever the situation is, to ensure that he doesn't get into any issue where the law is concerned. Subsequently, ShaCarri was arrested. She spent the night in jail, and I mean, it was one of those situations where it was a sad situation. I mean, whatever cause and concern that she has or had at the time, they should have worked it out, knowing that they are partners. They should have find some amicable way to work things out, rather than bringing it to a public space and then it is going viral because things are on recording. You see, these persons have to ensure that they pay attention to their surrounding, because especially when you're in United States, camera to the left, camera to the right, camera to the every single angle that you can think of. All right, so I think he did the right thing in my estimation. He came out though and he spoke about her. He spoke very highly of her. He seems to be protecting her. He did not press charges, if you ask me. He did not cooperate with the investigation. So that is where it stands, and I just hope that whatever concerns that they having, they can actually work it out and don't let this happen again in terms of it going into the media. Finally, people, this is just an addition. The big push by Kenny Bednar on Father Hype, that was a talking point for the entire US trials. It was a bit entertaining. It was also distasteful to some persons, but I mean, it was so much on the ears and eyes of everyone that it actually made international news. Some accredited news entities, they had the story, and it was just a big thing that was blown up. But I mean, I hope that this rivalry continues. I don't think it is anything serious, but I hope that it continues, because it's gonna give track and field a little buzz, knowing that two countrymen are actually at it. And I think most of the talking will be done on the track. No. So when Kenny buck Noah, him better win. Because if him not win, I hope him not push Noah again. And I hope when Kenny win, Noah don't pull out no tricks out their bag. Big up yourself, people. This is the first episode of the weekly roundup on the Coach's Desk Unlocked. Thanks for joining. Until next time.